Good morning, all. Today, let's have a discussion on data modeling using the entity relationship model. Entity relationship model. This is very important with respect to modeling the entire problem. Okay, then once you model it with the help of entities and their relationships, then you can implement. Okay, that is next stage. Got it? So this is how exactly this implementation or high level conceptual data models are designed for database design. Mini world. What is this mini world? Mini world is nothing but if you take a database of college, so college is a mini world. College is a mini world. What it? Where it will be having the entity called classes, entity called employees, entity called students, entity called courses, okay, entity called library. See, these are all what entities. Where these entities are exist in that mini world. Which mini world? A college mini world. Got it? Similarly, if you take a mini world as an example of university, okay, so in the university, if you take it as a mini world, there are colleges are the entities, various departments are the entities, various projects which are carried out, those are the entities, and what do you call it as employees are the entities, and how they are related. So these are the entities in that university mini world. Like this, you can have n number of mini worlds of your own. Got it? Now this is what. So here this diagram shows the simplified overview of the database design process. This diagram shows the simplified version of the database design process. The first step shown in this diagram is requirements collection and analysis. Requirements collection and analysis. You all know it. What is that requirements collection and analysis? So in that requirement collection, whatever, see, you are the database designers. Okay. So what you are going to do? You go to a particular customer. So assume that you are designing the database for the college. So you will go to college and collect all the requirements from the various people. Collect the requirements from the principal, collect the requirements from the HODs, collect the requirements from the library, and like this you will collect all those requirements. During this step, database designers interview the prospective database users. They interview the prospective users. Who are those users? HODs, staff, principal and staff members, etc., etc. All their this thing. They are going to interview these people. And while doing the interview, they note down all the things. They document all the requirements. They require or collect all the requirements simultaneously, their functionalities. What are the different functions will be there? Their functionalities also be collected. Requirements, function, what are the different functionalities? Okay, all these things are collected in the first step. Then once it is collected, then the next step is conceptual design. Already we discussed about it in the conceptual design, like a schema diagrams you need to have, okay, or you can have an entity relationship diagram. Okay, in schema diagram it is like nothing but a blueprint. What are the tables will be there, how they are connected. Okay, in if you want to show me where it is there in the last lab I have discussed. Okay, where it is, yeah, I think it is, no, it is not that. Where it is, I think I have deleted it. Okay, I think I have deleted it. No, it is not there. So how those entities are related, okay, or connected to each other, okay, all those things, that conceptual design, if you show it to the non-technical person, he can understand by seeing that. Even the non-technical person can also be understood by seeing the conceptual design. Okay, like if you tell that in terms of technology, the non-technical person may not understand the thing. Got it? So, but if you give it in the form of blueprint, okay, either it in the form of what is that, ER diagram, or in the form of schema diagrams, okay, with the minimum technical things, specifications, okay, then it is shown to them, or it is prepared, or it is designed in this conceptual design. Got it? Once the requirements have been collected and analyzed, the next step is to create a conceptual design for a database. Got it? Using this high level conceptual design data model, this step is called as conceptual design. Then the next step in the database design is to actual implementation. See here now. What happens? Before we design it, see here now. Let me take a pen. Now, once we collect the requirements, then we go for the conceptual designs. Then conceptual designs like your schemas of various tables. Then logical design and modeling, data model mapping. What is this conceptual design, logical design and data model mapping? Here what happens? Design the actual implementation of the database using the commercial DBMS. Okay, with the help of this commercial DBMS, we want to design it. Most current commercial DBMSs are implementation data models such as SQL. With the help of SQL, we are creating those tables, write it with a DDL language, data definition language. Got it? So this step is called as a logical design or data model mapping. It is the result of database schema. You have created here, let me show you. You have created the student table, you have created the book table, okay, you have created the author table, okay, in the conceptual design. In the logical design or data model mapping, you will going to connect this, how it is connected, how this is connected to this, and how this is connected to with the help of foreign keys, referential keys. Okay, how exactly this is connected? This is called as logical mapping or data model mapping. Once it is created, the complete thing is created, then we go for what is that? Last thing, it is a physical design. The last step is a physical design phase, during which internal storage structures of an organization, indexes, access path, physical design, parameter for the database files are specified. Actually, once it is all these things are done, and here we'll go to in the where it is pen. See, in this we're going to create the tables. Okay, with the help of this think that it is a USN number. Okay, what is this USN number? What is its type? Okay, then various constraint and etc etc, all those things can be implemented. Okay, next column, next attribute is name is of what, and is there any constraint, and it is of any key, and so many things. Okay, like this you will go to design physically. Here just we planned here in the list. Here what do we do? Here just we integrate them. Okay, yes, this is the concept. We can map it from this table to this table. From here we can connect the, so we make a plan logically. Okay, the physical is done at this level, the physical then is at this table. Now this, once you do that this thing, application programs are designed and implemented as a database transactions corresponding to the high level transaction specifications. Means, so once you have done all those things, you will go to write the application for that, and which applications are, which will create the front ends and all those things to access or store the database things. Okay, this is what is that fundamental database system. Okay, it is what the fundamental database system for this. Here we have, where it is, from here to here, this is related to DBMS specific, but it is DBMS independent. It is DBMS independent. Okay, now entity relationship model, that is ER model, entity relationship model or ER model. Before we go for this, see here now, let me explain you how to create the database. How to create the database, a sample database application. Here we'll take it as a mini world as a company. We're going to take a mini world as a company, you know, which serves illustrate basic ER model to model concepts and use schema design. With the help of this, what is this, ER diagram or schema diagrams. Okay, so we'll go to design schema diagram or ER diagram with for this company database. Now, what are the requirements? Let us collect the requirements for the database of the company. Creates its conceptual schema step by step. We're going to create the schema step by step. So, and then that conceptual design, you're going to introduce the modeling concept called ER model. The company database, if you keep track of a company's employees, what will be there in the company database? Company will keep track of the employee database. First, it will keep track of the employee database. Every company has to take care of the employees. Means it has to keep track all the records of the company's employee and the various departments in that company, which are all the departments are belonging to that company or it is having in that company. Okay, the various departments of the companies. If you take any company, there will be an account section, there will be an HR section, there will be other sections. Got it? So like this we will be having a various departments, and which are all the project it is handling, which are all the project it is handling, those it can keep tracks, that company will keep track of that projects, about the projects. Means, see here now, employee, it is a real world entity, so company will keep track of all the employee records. Next we have the one more entity called as department. Every company will be having one or more departments, so company has to keep track of those department details. And if you are running a company, then one or the other project will be carried out. If you are running a company, if company is there, that company has to run one or more projects, one or more projects. So these are the things the company needs to take care of. After the requirements collection and analysis phase of this employee details, then projects, then departments, the database design provides the following description of the mini world. Like a part of the company that will be represented in the database. So this part of this company will be represented. How exactly this projects, and what exactly the departments and the employee and others. Got it? So it will be having. Then see here now, let me explain. Let me take one blank slide so that for me it is helpful to, yeah. Now, company will be having a departments. Departments. Company will be having departments. See here now, the company is organized into various departments. Various department. It can be account department, it can be HR department, it can be sales department. Okay, it can be product or some other departments. So various departments will be there in a company. So assume that there are 4 departments in the company. Assume that there are 5 departments in the company. So these are the departments. Each department has a unique name. See here now, in a same company, okay, there will not be any 2 departments with the same name. Is there any company which is having a account section and account section, 2 account section in the same company? No. So if at all it is there, it is one account department, sales department, okay, and other department, purchase department, HR department. Like this, every company will be having various department, and each department will be having unique names. Have a unique names. What it will be having? So one is, it is having names. Every company will be having a names. Okay, this is one attribute. Okay, How it should be? It should be unique. It should be unique. It should be unique. And every department should have a unique ID or unique number. Okay, so every department will be having IDs or number. Every department will be having unique IDs or a unique number. Okay, it is also unique. It is also unique. It is also unique. Got it? Every department must have unique IDs. Means it is not null also. Got it? And particular employee who manages the department, and every department will be having a manager, and every department will be having a manager. Every department will be having a manager. So every department must have a name, every department must have a unique number, and every department must have a manager. Who manages the department? Who manages the department? We keep track of the start date when the employee began managing, means when he has started. Okay, from start date of that manager, when he joined as a manager, so a date, start date of the manager, start date of the manager, when he joined as a manager, that starting date. And department may have a several locations. So see one more, each department is having several locations. Assume that sales department will be there, that department is one location is there at the same company. From the same company we are having the sales department. So sales department is located at Tilakvadi branch, and it is also located at near Sadashivanagar. Okay, it is located at near VTU. So these are the various locations. Got it? So assume that in a company there are various departments, and each department will be having the unique name, unique ID, and there is a manager who manages that department, and his start date and location. So same department can be located in various places. Is it understood? All of you? All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now,
Yes, sir.
good. Now, we'll be having one more called projects. We'll be having a projects. We'll be having one more entity called projects. It is also entity, department is also any entity. Department is also entity, and this is project. Projects are handled by company or handled by departments. I am asking you question. Is the projects are handled by departments or a company?
Company, sir.
Okay, then guys, company are departments,
Company, sir.
Company, sir.
Company.
Company.
Ria. Ria. Tell me, these projects are handled by a company or a department?
Company, sir.
Sumaya.
Department, sir.
Department. Soumya.
Department, sir.
Department. Ria.
Department, sir.
Department. Sujit.
Sir, company, sir.
Company. Snehal and Leena. Company or
Company, sir.
okay. See, now company is a mini world. Company is a mini world. Okay. What is there? Various departments are there, various projects are there, and various other things are there. Those projects are handled by different departments, not a company. See here now, mechanical branch is handling one project and electrical department is handling this project and MCA department is handling this project. Like this, various companies will be there, departments will be there. Those departments are handling the what? Various projects, each of which has a unique name. The projects have unique name, unique number and single location. So departments are located in different locations, but this project is handled by so and so department in a so and so location. Got it? So these projects are handled by various departments, not by the companies. Hope you understood.
Right, sir.
Now, what it will be having? It will be having, companies will be having, projects will be having the name, project name. Okay, then it will be having the unique number and it will be, it has a location. Okay, unique number and single location. So these projects is of which has a unique name and unique number and single locations. These are handled by these departments, various departments. Then one more we are having that this database will store each employee's name. Now we are having, if you are running a company means there should be employees. There should be employees. So this is very important. Employees, another entity. Employees, another entity. Now, employees, another entity. This what are the various attributes of this employee? Every employee will be having name. Employee will be having name. Then employee will be having unique identification number or social security number, SSN, or you can call it as Aadhaar number in India. Okay, in America they are having a social security number. Social security number, like in India we have a Aadhaar number. Okay, each and every citizen of Indian, okay, will be having a unique number. In the same way in America, okay, they are providing social security number for all their citizens. Got it? And social security number, then each employee will be having address. Each employee will be having the address and each employee will be having the salary. Got it? And each employee will be having the sex. Okay, whether he is a male or female, got it, or you can call it as gender. And every employee will be having a date of birth. Every employee will be having a date of birth. See here now, these are the minimum things which every employee will be having. What are those? Name, social security number, then address, salary, gender and date of birth. And employees assigned to one or departments. See here now, these employees are associated to, see, assume that I am an employee. I am working as a head of the department for a MCA department. Got it? I am associated to MCA department. If I am handling any other subject in the computer science, so I am also working in the other departments. Got it? So employee is assigned to one department but may work on several projects. See here now, I am working for the MCA department, but I am I am working in project 1, project 2, project 3. I am also working in this project, I am also working in this project, I am also working in this project, but I am belonging to only one department. I am belonging to only one department. Got it? Now, these projects which are not necessarily controlled by the same department. See here now, this project I am belonging to MCA, but the project which is belonging to other electrical department, I am also working on that. Got it? So the projects are handled by different departments, but I am working for one department and associated to many projects. Got it? Then it is required to keep track of the current number of hours per work. An employee works on each project as well as the direct supervisor of each employee. So overall in the project means there should be we need to keep track of how many working hours he is working. Okay, who is managing that? Okay, every employee will be working under one of the head. Got it? Like this, we need to keep track of all those things. The database will keep track the dependents of each employee. Means, see here now, I am an employee, I am having some dependents. The company will keep track of those things also. Then what is the dependents? Example, the company will keep track of my dependents means my spouse, my daughter, my son. These are the dependents of mine. Okay, and what the information of the dependents? See here now, let me take it as here. Assume that this is the dependents. Okay, they are keeping track of each dependent's name, first name, last name, middle name, whatever, and gender of that dependent, what is the birth date of that dependent, and relationship to the employee, how they are related. If you take my son's name Drishit, okay, how this Drishit is related to this Vishweshwaraya, okay, as a son, then or as a daughter, as a so and so. How these dependents are depending on the employee. Why they are keeping track of these things? I'll tell you one small example. Just now, probably you all got that WhatsApp message. Okay, Ratan Tata has given the statement during this pandemic. Those who are working in the Tata Group, okay, like TCS, other things, due to pandemic, this COVID-19, if their employee, presently working employee, died, so he will going to give his last salary, what he has drawn from the company, that salary will be given to their family members, till that employee who died, okay, up to his 60th years. For those many years, okay, he will go to give his last salary to their family members. So they are all depending on that employee. So this is called as for this purpose they are maintaining their dependence information. So hope you clear how the exact thing, departments, employee, project and working hours and this dependence, how they are related. Okay, we're going to discuss in detail more about these things. Just I am telling, this is complete thing is a company. It is company as a mini world. In that company, all these things will be there. Is it understood? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for this, if you create a year diagram, if you represent these things, this entire picture what I have discussed in the form of entity relationship diagram. Entity relationship means a project is a one entity here and a department is another entity, and how these two are related. So if you represent this is okay, then how employee and this dependents, how they are related. So like this, if you give it, okay, how employees depending on or related to department. So if you give this diagrammatical representation, okay, this will be called as ER diagram. This figure will be explained gradually. So gradually I am going to keep on explaining these things. So a schema for this database application can be displayed by means of graphical notations with the help of entities and relationship is called as, what is that? Entity relationship diagram. Hope you understood. We're going to discuss more about that later. Got it? So what is this ER model? This ER model is a high level conceptual data model. Okay, it is a high level because it is before designing we will going to implement it. Okay, so actually it is not a physical design, it is like a blueprint. It is a high level design, but it is a powerful shorthand often used database design for the first rendition of the mini world. Got it? So it is designed for the first time. Got it? So it is powerful. This model was introduced by Peter Clay Chen in 1976 and is now the most widely used conceptual data model. It is used most widely conceptual data model. Why I am telling you? whenever you design an AR model, project, whenever you go for projects, for your entire project you should have a entity relationship diagram. If we see that entity relationship diagram model, okay, we will come to know what exactly your project is, how many tables will be there, how they are related, okay, then we will go to whether it is correct or not, okay. So we will come to know entire thing of the back end. Is it clear now? Now, entity relationship, this much work has been done on the AR model and various extension and enhancement have been proposed, okay. So that initial will be having only few entities, and as and when it grows, okay, we'll be adding some more, so we can enhance the proposed model. Got it? So this is, we'll be having various definition. The definition called an entity, an attribute, okay, entity type, then other things. What is this entity? Entity is an object in the mini world. See here now, as we discussed in the previous slide, which is the mini world? Company is the mini world, okay. In that mini world, a project is one entity, employee is another entity. Got it? Then department is a one entity. Like this, these are the entities in the mini world. Which is mini world? Company is a mini world, okay. In that mini world, these are the attributes, entities. These entities are called as objects, okay, which are employee is an object. Got it? And real world thing, employee is a real world thing. Got it? And project, it is also real world thing. Department, it is also real world thing. Like this, these are the real world things. These are the objects in that mini world. In that mini world. So in company database, or in the mini world called company, is a student is a entity or not? In a company database, do we have a student as an entity? Hello?
No, sir.
No, because student is not related to that. Student is a different entity, okay. It belongs to different mini world, okay, like a college or a university. In that mini world it comes, but not in the company, okay. If you take a bank has a mini world which has so many things, employee, then what is that, loan, etc., etc., are the what? These are the various entities in that banking mini world. Got it? So what is that entity? Entity is an object in the mini world. Got it? And what are attributes? Attribute of an entity can have a value from the value set domain. Let me explain that what is that value and value set of a domain later. Now, what is that attribute? Attribute is a so much of attributes or many attributes forms. These are the characteristics which forms an entity. Which forms an entity. Example. In our example, department is an entity. Department name, department unique ID, department start date, and department manager. These will or department location. All these forms, these are the characteristics, okay, which forms a department. If these things are not there, then there is no department. Department will exist because of these characteristics or these attributes. So department of an entity or attribute of an entity can have a value from the value set. So in next diagram I will show you what is that value set. Got it? Then each entity belongs to some or one entity type. Okay, this also we'll go to see it in the next slide. Okay, what is that entity type? Got it? Now, key attribute. In the previous labs, we discussed key attributes. Key attributes like a primary key, foreign key. Some entity will be having a key attributes. A key attribute of an entity type is one whose value is uniquely identifies an entity of that type. Means if you are having a university seat number, that university seat number because it is a unique and it is not null. So because of that uniqueness or because of this, okay, entire thing it is totally different. That row or that value tuple, okay, is that record is different from the other records. If that key attribute is not there, there may be a duplicate values. Same row you can update or you can insert one more time. I will going to insert a roll number 1, name A and this semester XYZ and this. Same thing I can enter it multiple times because there is no key attribute. If you are having a key attribute, then what is there? It must have a unique record. It must have a unique record. Got it? Then a combination of attributes may form a composite key. See here now. If you go back to your Thursday's lab, we took two attributes. We took two attributes in one of the table. Both together forms a unique key or a primary key. A combination of attributes may form a composite key. So which was that? Probably book is having the ID and one more, what is that? Which are the tables? Student was the table and publisher was the table and book was the table. One more table was there, borrow. In that borrow table, last at the bottom I have displayed the schema diagram. Okay, in that bottom, okay, what was that? So borrow will be having a USN number and book ID. Those two forms, it is also a primary key and it is also a primary key. Both together we will call it as a composite key. It is a composite key. Composite key, both, if you take only one, it will not form a primary key. Okay, so if you want to form a primary key in that borrow table, you must have a two key attributes. One is USN number and another one is, what is that? Book ID. Both together it forms a composite key. Okay, it is a composite key. Now, if there is no applicable value of an attribute, that attribute is set to a null value. See here now. Null value means if student database is there or employee database is there, every employee will be having the ID. It is compulsory, so it is not null. Every employee will be having name. It is not null. Got it? Every employee will be having the date of birth. Hence, it is not null. So you cannot keep it that value as a blank. So you must enter some value. so it is not null. Then it is not compulsory that every employee will be having the mobile number. It is not compulsory that every student will be having the mobile number. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Hence, you can keep this one as a null. You can keep it blank, or you can enter the value. Or student, they will not be having the salary. It is not related to that. Some fields are not applicable for that, so that you can keep it as a null. If it is a not null means you have to enter some value for that. You have to enter some value into that. So these are the keys. Key attribute, a single key value, primary keys, which uniquely defines the entire database. If you entered a Kiran information in the student database of a university, so if there are 10,000 students in that database, but that row is unique because he is having the university seat number. So there may be another Kiran, his surname may be same, Ganachari, and his father name may be same, okay, or initial may be same, or date of birth may be same. He is also studying in second semester of MCA, okay, and so many things. Date of birth could be same, but university seat number cannot be same. So it should not be null. It should be unique and it should not be null. Such a key is called as a primary key. Such a key is called as a primary key. If that primary key is not there, so that we can have same Kiran's information can be entered any number of times. So that record or that tuple, that row will not become unique. If you have a key attribute, then that tuple or that value, that record is unique in the entire database. If you form a two attributes to form a single primary key, if you need a two values or two attributes to form a primary key, such keys are called as a composite keys. And null, some values are not applicable for a particular database. Okay, such attribute is called as null key, null value. Here now, just now I told entity type and entity set. See here now, here entity type is what? Employee. So hence department is an entity type, project it is an entity type, employee is an entity type, borrow it is an entity type, student it is an entity type, book it is an entity type, so on. Okay, employee will be having attributes called name, age, okay, salaries. Student will be having the name, university number and their percentage, etc. All those, every entity type will be having attributes. What is entity set? What is entity set? See here now. Here this is what you entered in the value, what you entered in the table. So this is one entity set. This is another record. This is another record. Here first name is or name of the employee is John Smith. His age is 55 and salary is 80,000. Second employee is Joy Doyle, 40 age and 20,000 salary. And Zen Doe, his age is 27 and salary is 30,000. These are the sets. These are the sets. This is one record, this is another record, this is another record. This belongs to first employee, this record belongs to second employee, and this record belongs to third